to another episode of Before we do anything, we need to ask. And on Akintomiwa Talk, I am Samuel Akintomiwa by name. And today I am with the Honorable Chairman of Ibadan North-East Local Government, Honorable Ibrahim Akintayo, who is on this seat for the past, let me say, 5 to 6 years now, because this is the second term in office. And he's not just our chairman, he's also vying to become the governor of Oyo State. But we are still going to that side because I will still ask him how prepared he is to say from local government chairman, I want to become a governor. Because I know he's fully prepared. Because if not that he's fully prepared, he cannot just think we have Honorable House of Assembly, Honorable House of Reps, Senate, but it was like, I want that seat. I want to become another executive person. I want the mandate. But before then, let me firstly tell him to introduce himself to the good people of Ibadan North-East Local Government. Yes, sir. Well done, sir. Please introduce yourself to the people of Ibadan North-East.
Well, Samuel, I'll say good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Because you haven't greeted me.
Good afternoon,
so
sir.
I'll greet you.
Good afternoon, sir.
And to the cameraman, I say good afternoon to you too. My name is Honorable Ibrahim Akintayo, the Executive Chairman of Ibadan North-East in Iwo Road, all the way from Yombule by the Express Abashoni. That's where I come.
But one thing about it, people doesn't believe bus stop is part of Ibadan North-East because Ibadan North is part of bus stop is part of Ibadan North. How can you explain that to us that Ibadan North is our bus stop, our Ajonini, Ibadan North?
No, it's very simple now. It's the median that separates us. That's the boundary line. So if you're coming from Idiapo, going towards Ode, the left side is our own. If you're coming from Ode to Idiapo, the right is our own. So Ibadan North on this side, Ibadan North is on this side. So we own is our part. Idumota belongs to Ibadan North. It's as clear as daylight.
Yeah, since the assumption of your office, because I know this Ibadan North-East Local Government is not as if that you are the first person to become the chairman. What has truly changed in the local government administration since your assumption?
Well, that's a very big question, but I'll try and answer you as much as possible. It would be more easier if you're specific in terms of what has changed on education, what has changed on security, what has changed on, infrastructural development and whatnot. If you want to take it that way, then I can simply break it down for you. But the way you said it now is it's extremely vague. Equal change. A lot has changed. Everything has changed. There has been improvements on so many things in Ibadan North-East. There's been improvement on the area of security. As the state is doing their own, we are complementing what the state is doing as well. On health, we are doing the same thing. Infrastructure, but basically complementing and introducing new things into the local government so that we will not leave the local government where we met it. The local government was at a stage where it was just saturated, it was just stagnant. And it's been stagnant like that for a while. No disrespect to my APC predecessors, but honestly, when they are talking, all I hear, even when I'm talking to the community members, is Laya Awole, Laya Awole. It's as if no APC chairman ever sat on this chair. Their impact, I would say people didn't really feel their impact. But see today, as strong as things are now in terms of inflation, in terms of quality and everything, we are still trying to maintain good standard here in Ibadan North-East. Like I said, We've introduced so many things, including policies on security. We have our own local VPS in Ibadan North-East that they attend solely to all the security problems in Ibadan North-East today. They have their patrol vans, they have their cadres, they work hand in hand with the DSS, police and civil defense, including Amoteco. They are fully kitted. They have their own registered Dane guns and everything. And they were picked from each ward so that in case where they're working with the police, there's been a distress call. The police do not know all the areas, but these boys, because they are local boys within the local government, they know where to take into the conflict zone. That is one. We've done Operation Boss Base at Adikila, where we have the military personnel, civil defense, and this we do all the time, and it's a continuous process. We sensitize all these boys, we bring them in, and we see how we can empower them as to just telling them what to do and what not to do. Yoruba will say, looking out for them, putting them into employment. Yesterday we were still looking at one of the good boys from the League. We empowered him again to go into all the sacred permits, this and that. And the thing now, we've attached about another 25 good boys to him from across those zones. I have another one from Oje. We've employed him and empowered him to be collecting all these workers' permits. And we've attached another set of numbers to him. We have one from Agugu. We've done the same thing with him. We have one from Labyrinth. We've done the same thing. So if you look at the multiplying effects around now, I can confidently tell you we have taken around 180 good boys off the streets.
So you are telling us that we are in the North-East local government, we can sleep with our two eyes closed.
No, you live in Ibadan North-East.
Yes, right? Yes.
So you, in all good faith, tell me the last time you had a conflict in your area since year 2020.
The one I remember, that was last year at the market. Though the security personnel countered that.
You cannot eradicate crime. It will be there. But the one you are even talking about in Uji, the investigation told us it was a spillover from Ibadan North. It was the boys from the other side that came to attack the boys in Ibadan North-East, and they repelled them. So go back and check with the DPO Agugu this issue that I'm discussing. I would always get the security report and I'll find out where and why, because there's always a feedback mechanism to me as a chairman.
But on this security of a thing, I see you've invested much on the local police, because I even saw some of their vehicles moving around. How do you get that fund? Because I remember people used to say local government, they didn't have autonomy, they are limited to do some things. How do you fund that?
I get security funding every month.
From the state government?
From the state government. So my responsibility is to utilize that fund effectively. And if it's not enough, I take out of my IGR, which we've managed to successfully build up over the period, and we use it to augment whatever we need doing.
But on the aspect of infrastructure, I see you've done so many things, including complex, Gari factory. I even went to the place. I even have a question on that for you, because the last time I went to the place, that was 3 or 4 days ago, I saw a poultry pen that was being abandoned. I was like,
It's not abandoned. There's a section, it's extremely big, and we repaired the section at the back. That's the one we use. See, you cannot, I have limited resources, and must use it wisely. Instead of me using the entire money to repair the entire pen, why don't I repair a section that can be used to grow my IGR? So when I'm doing this, when I buy all these chicks, that is where they treat them, they feed them, they grow them, and we sell.
But don't you think releasing that to someone listening it can also increase your IGR too?
Now, when we release it to someone else, for how long? When we have a director of agriculture here, what is his responsibility? What is he? Why is he here?
But you said you can't repair everything.
Yes, we can repair everything, but with resources I have, I will not do, my mode of operation is, if I spend 2 naira on a project, see that project will be able to give me back my 2 naira or 2 naira 50 kobo or 3 naira. This is how I've been able to operate and build my IGR. I'll give you another example. Look at the hall here now. Initially, we used to rent out this hall for 50,000 naira per event. Please go back in there and see what we've done. Now we rent the hall out for 350,000 naira, and the caution fee is now that 50,000 that we used to rent as a whole before.
Wow.
Are people patronizing? Yes, because it meets their standard.
But wait, how do you reach out to people that are patronized? Because I was like, you didn't have anything outside that can tell people that you can come to this place and rent after.
Word of mouth.
But you can do that now. You can do banner too.
If we do banner, it's still going to submit the same thing. My hall is never empty. There's always a thing or two going on. In fact, the state will come there to run all their programs because they know it's actually befitting of the standard that they require.
But on that same, let me still go back to that hall. I see, though the day you receive an award from the Central Council of Ibadan Indigene, I was so glad because I was like, this is not the same hall that I know. But one thing about it is, if we still have the chance to promote it, that
there is no harm in doing that. Yes, we can. But for the results we need, we're getting it. But we can always do it. We'll take it on board as an advice. Thank you very much for that.
Yes, sir. If I may ask, I see you have a very good grassroots mobilizing of a thing that you are with your people every time. Anytime I'm here, I see your people from our people. Let me say that. People from Ibadan North-East. How do you try and manage that? And you are like, you still want to do for them, and they are very close to you. You don't even sideline them that I'm the executive chairman, you cannot be close to me. How do you do that?
Well, when I was campaigning, did I push them away?
And you didn't.
Did they push me away?
No.
Exactly. So why should I go and sit now and feel I'm too big enough to sit with them?
But there are some people doing that.
That's their personal business. We are wired separately. I will not do that. I will never part it. These are the people bearing on us. I can be the main figure, but they are the only people. You saw the way, before you came this morning, you'll probably see us walking around. Yeah, we went around the entire department, both the main council and the LCD. We went around paying visit to all the departments. We call it raiding. So when we're coming, we tell each director, oh yeah, give us money. I feel they are here to greet you. And gladly they will give what they have. And when we come back, all of us will sit there, we calculate our money. Some will give us drink, some will give us biscuits. This is where we will all sit and laugh and joke about it. And we discuss, that is where we finish fight. This is where we introduce different things. This is where we disseminate information. This is where everything is done. You can only be you when they are there. When they are not there, and you start spilling different things, negative stuff about you out there, then you are as good as gone.
Oh, let me go back to that of infrastructure. You've done well. But one thing about it is there are still more drainages, roads that you still need to work on when it comes to local government road. Are you not, didn't you have the resources to do that?
Okay, so governance is continuous. You cannot finish everything. The best we can do, we are doing. Go around the entire Ibadan North-East today and look at all the major service roads. Tell me one that hasn't been done.
And those are major service roads.
One. Two, we are not looking inward, focusing on some C roads. If you go into Akeke Bashoro now, you are linking the road from Akeke right to Olorombo, right to Akilori Street. This from Abayomi to Olagoke Okoro to Radio Asaki to Roswali. Yeah? You saw parts right from prison to what do you call it? Esotaya Junction in Olaji, all the way to Loyola and then to Oluyoro.
But do people know you are the one doing that? Because the last time people are just shouting Seyi Makinde. The last time I went to the place, they are shouting Seyi Makinde, and I was like, but now that you are saying you are the one that.
Okay, give it to me this way. Whatever I do, where is it coming from?
It's coming from the state government.
Exactly.
But the fund is coming from the federal government.
It still doesn't make any difference. It is Seyi Makinde disseminating the funds to us. It is out of charge. So whatever, see, the collection of everything, every local government, commissioners, board chairman, they do. Everything relates back to the executive government, Engineer Seyi Makinde.
I think Agugu is part of our local government.
You should not think, you should know.
And there is this road, let me say from Odiaji Alase to that Agugu junction. There is this river.
The bridge.
Yes, that bridge.
As I speak to you now, the bridge is, the file is waiting for approval. There hasn't been one interview that I've been to in the past 1 month that we have not discussed this bridge. I've been to this bridge more than 8 times. I will close down that bridge in the next 1 or 2 weeks. If I don't get the approval very soon, it will be shut down for safety reasons.
Because
it keeps steering.
That is what I want to even say.
Then one thing I want to bring to the attention of everyone is, yes, I know I'm the chairman of the city right now, but this did not start today. It has been like that from the period of my predecessor at the APC, anointing by there, and I heard it was them that actually did the bridge. Why would you build a bridge or build a retaining wall without reinforcement? Because there is no iron in there. So I'm sure there is no sane engineer that would even do a drawing, a structural drawing, without introducing iron in there, putting reinforcement. So this is a deliberate attempt just to siphon money or whatever to say you built this without putting iron in there. It is completely insane.
But with this that you are doing, I think that makes you to sit and said, I want to govern Oyo State.
Not just that. It is a combination of my previous life before community politics and what I've learned in politics. See, this is the worst case scenario of every government, being a local government chairman. I've been here since roughly 9:30 today, and I haven't sat alone or had any free time for 2 minutes. And this is where it has been ever since I came in here. I've spent roughly 6 years here now, and like I said to you the other day, I don't think I've actually had lunch in here up to 10 times because there's no place.
And maybe because you are using this place. If I thought you are using your office, maybe you would have.
Initially, I was in my office, but people were profiting over it. So I said, let me bring myself out so that people will have access. If I'm sitting in the office and I'm expecting people to come and there are people sitting outside, but because they are not exchanging hands with the man at the door, they won't let them in, and I wouldn't know. So I said, okay, when I realized this was going on, I said, let me bring myself out. In fact, I don't sit in here, I sit outside on the main streets there. So as you're entering the council, you can see me. A lot of people will now be asking, Ṣé alága tó ń sọ lélẹ̀? Yes, it is me. We sit, we discuss. Except if it's of extreme importance or personal in nature, then we can use any other room to discuss it, and we go by your way, and then, we put whatever we discuss in motion. But yes, it is. It's always busy in here, and it is what it is.
But how ready are you to govern your state?
Always ready. Nobody is ever ready. But when you get on the job, you learn and you start to happen.
But
let me put it to you this way: what is in the ministry that is not in the local government? Yeah. We have Ministry of Education, I have Department of Education, I have the head of service, my HLA is the same thing. We have finance, we have DFA. Give me all the departments.
Yeah, but this is we are in. This is just Ibadan North-East, not Oyo State. The difference is clear now.
No, the difference is not clear.
We have 33 local governments in Oyo State.
Yes, my brother.
But here, you only have one local government that you are handling.
Yes.
So that makes Oyo State to be more bigger.
Okay. Yes. In terms of size, yes, it is. But then don't forget, I am one of them, and I see and I know the way things run. It will be a lot easier for me to control because it's something I've tasted. They will not sweat. I know where the shoe pinches. I know their yearnings. I understand their language. I am currently one. So what do you think if I become the governor today? What do you think it would happen?
Because you've been in the system.
Exactly.
But one thing about it is, you want to run for the seat of a governor. By now, you are supposed to be meeting with stakeholders, because that is what I think. That meeting with stakeholders from different zones. Because I always see you here.
Yes, because I have to do my first responsibility, which is to serve the people of my local government.
I was like, no, the other time I saw Honorable Adepo Budoyin moving around Ogbomoso, Okeogun, so I was like, I need you to.
His own stakeholders.
Okay.
Debo and I were two different people. The way we operate is different. His experience is what it is. I've been in this since 2006. You will not compare myself and Debo on the same pedestal. I'm not saying I'm better than him, but I'm saying I understand my own game to the way I play it. He probably understands his own as well. Likewise, any other person's viable opportunity.
But the other time that you went for your screening, people are like, the people aspiring to become a governor, they were plenty, they were much. That how will the governor solve this? Let me now say, maybe the governor was not like, okay, Honorable Ibrahim, I'm not giving you the tickets.
Are you speaking for the governor?
No, I'm not speaking for the governor.
As the governor?
No, I'm just assuming.
Don't assume. You do not have any right to assume. You are not Seyi Makinde. Seyi Makinde is our governor today, and he's the one to make that call. Why don't you let your car make the call?
I know.
You want to give an idea? You have to ring them or book appointment.
No. If I am to give my governor an idea, I will have to be like, this is my local.
He has requested for that.
This is my local government chairman. I always meet him outside, so I will want him to become a governor, so I can be meeting him outside too. Because I know you'll be out now.
See, at that point, clearly we can't be outside because it's a different ball game then. You're talking high-profile people, you're talking people from international communities, you're talking people from Abuja, people from all the parts of the world. Governorship is not a chance game. Yes, I was partly involved in Akala's governance. I had friends, I had people there. But I think it was only late Governor Adimobi's government that I wasn't even around for. I was just in and out. And this one was fully involved. I see the way things run, I see the way things work. Even in my own personal, private life. Yeah, when it comes to certain levels, there are certain degree of decorum that is required. I remember there was a time in my private business where I applied for an European grant. I mean, the typical dressing I would do to sites, would you expect me to dress that way to a situation where I'm meeting a panel to discuss why they should give my company a grant to run? No, definitely not. I went there fully dressed up with my own team. And we presented, and luckily, yes, it was one of these European grants. And they gave us 80%. They told us we have to do counterpart funding of 20%, which was what we did. So I remember that year, I think they gave us something along the tune of 350,000 euros back then.
But I still want to stand on this governor of the thing. Everybody are saying, His Excellency, you didn't have local government autonomy, but you said you have. That the only thing that you didn't have is you only have limited resources.
I never said that. Where did I say I have limited resources?
But the other time that you said you are cutting your coat according to the level of fund you have.
According to the project I want to do. There are two different things.
So you have more fund?
For what?
To run your project.
Depends on what I want to do. What if I have allocation of 700 million naira? Then the project I want to run is road from Bashan all the way to Oje. That's going to cost me 2.3 billion.
You have to seek more fund.
Exactly. So the word limited is relative to what I am doing.
So that means the local government has full autonomy under governorship Makinde.
Do you have anything to contradict that?
I'm just asking.
That's what I'm saying. You are asking me. You as a reporter or journalist, you should have your facts. But I'm telling you, do you have anything to contradict that?
No, the fact that I have is that people are saying it.
Don't do hearsay. You need to run by facts and figures.
And I'm here to meet with you and give me the facts.
I've given you the facts. But you are trying to pin something and say, buy Oloshiri, which is wrong. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. What you're saying is, see, in Ibadan North-East, you mentioned infrastructure. We have been able to do so much. I'm sure probably you've seen my billboards out
Yes.
there. I wrote over 30 billion worth of investments in Ibadan North-East. It is not jokes, because if you see what we have done, and I implore you to please go around and confirm, you will see it is not jokes here. The next person that comes in as a chairman will be lounging, because if you're even charging 20,000 naira per annum on a shop that we've done, then we're talking over 100 million naira per year. This is a great deal. What we met here, when I came in 23rd December 2019. We started fully January 2020. The highest amount on IGR was 1.6 million a month. I do between 15-20 million per month now. what percentage increment you want to call that. So there are so many things that we've done. Education, we've done schools, we've gotten accreditation, we've done whiteboards, we've supplied exercise books, that is on a regular basis, whiteboards, pen, rulers, chalk. We even go as far as sensitizing the kids together with the security personnel. We sensitize them on health awareness, hooliganism, cultism, sexual awareness, everything. I will lead the charge. So me being here is no jokes. Borehole, I introduced, I think I'm the first chairman to do borehole with 2 service points. So we build one borehole here now. We put a service point here. Then depending on the gradient, we run another service point there. So people coming from this axis or that axis or there, they can stay here and fetch their water. People coming from this axis, that they come in. 2 things it's given us. It's reducing the load transfer period. It's reducing the traffic on each service point. The only downside to it is you get to pump more regularly because the better we drain it quicker. But what does this mean? It means there's a lot we can do with everything when we put on our bill. I can make it 3, I can make it 4, depending on the gradient and the size of tank we're using.
Maybe because you are an engineer, it's very easier for you to do that.
Maybe because I'm ready to work.
Not because you are an engineer.
There are so many engineers there. We have engineers as local governments in Olio, local government as well.
Honorable
Akin, he's equally doing very well at soil. He keeps commissioning different things. But what I'm saying is, it depends on your interest and how much you're willing to put into what you're doing.
But how do you want to fund this governor of a thing? How do you want to fund the campaign, everything? Because people used to say it is our people that will contribute for me. But I know don't let me say I know, because I am not you. So how do you want to fund this?
Why do you need to know how you want to fund it?
Because I know it takes more. So that people will not be saying, about to go in local government.
No problem. They are free. Everyone is free to say whatever they want. But as for me funding my campaign, I'm sure a penny is not missing from the local government so far. And I'm sure it will not be missing. And we're doing stuff out there. So leave it to God, and I'm sure God will see us.
But Governor Makinde is the major force when it comes to PDP now, both at the national level and at the state level. So what's the relationship between you and the governor?
I do want to look into the relationship between son and father.
Is he your father?
Isn't it? Whoever is your boss is your father.
You are my father too. But being your father, are you depending on the structure? Because people are saying Omitutu 1.0, Omitutu 2.0, we are clapping for the governor. So are you standing on that same structure, or you have yours that you want to implement?
Okay. Like I always say again, if you look at the 5 cardinal points that His Excellency Ibrahim Akintayo has brought into governance in Oyo State now, what is missing? You have security, you have education, you have health, you have agriculture, you have infrastructure, and everything that is required to run or that needs touching falls on one of these. So what we're saying is, in case you don't understand why they say 1.2, 2.2, 3.2, it means continuity. Everything he has done needs continuation. This is no longer business as usual where they do our politics. Normally, you would see all these big men with big belly. being local government chairman. And they will have their own voice, thoughts, everything hanging around. You've been here a couple of times now trying to conduct this interview, but for one reason or the other, you will meet all these mammas here seated. Those are my own folks. You know my greatest weapon? My pen and paper. I don't have a key, I don't have gun. They see pen and paper. And what made that possible? Part of the accelerated development, which is from Ibrahim Akintayo. It has changed the face of politicking in the state and the country at large. People from other states will refer to your state and say, so this is what we are saying, let's continue it. What am I going to do differently? That's a different ballgame. Because I would expect any journalist to ask that. That is part of my own roadmap in going into.
Okay, can you share your roadmap?
We will share it at the appropriate time.
So, but you know, as it stands now, people are looking at you that you are very young, vibrant, and that is what I think I wrote about it. That I love the fact that governors, people under this PDP, they are very young, coming out that they want to become a governor. It's not as if we have people 60, 70, or 50 plus. Now, being young and vibrant, people want results. People think you will give us results, the result that we want. So now, sharing that with the people, I think it is great.
Yes, I agree with you. It would have been great, but now let's keep it as it is. There will be time for debate later on in the future. Let us sit down, put the next man next to me, and then let's see how vibrant the two of us will be, or the three of us are.
Okay, sir. But why should we trust you with our mandates?
Why? Is it not visible enough?
Ibadan North-East, we have visible infrastructure.
Exactly. So we will replicate even better. I've never seen myself to be the chairman that will be commissioning boreholes of street lights. With my wealth of experience over the years, it would be a shame if I have sat on this chair for this long and I have nothing productive to show. I'm not the one that will be now putting big solar and street light and billboards around the city. No, we are far more stronger than that.
So, in a second or 2 seconds, let me give you 2 seconds. Please tell your people, talk to your people. You know you are not talking to Ibadan North-East people alone now. You are talking to the whole of your state.
Well, to everyone seated out there listening to me and watching me now, again, my name is Ibrahim Akintayo, the Executive Chairman of the North-East Local Government. I'm running for the seat of the Executive Chairman, Governor of your state. And what do I have to say is very simple. When it comes to the capability, I believe by the grace of God, my people in the Ibadan North-East can attest to it. When it comes to accessibility, it is there. We talk about technocrats. Yeah, what more? As a politician, I'm currently one. And I believe, if given the opportunity, they will run it better than we run about the North-East. They will deliver something substantial and continue on the same pedestal as the sitting governor and Akintomiwa Talk at the moment. So I would appreciate your love and support going forward, and I say thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining me on Akintomiwa Talk. You know, I used to say, before you decide, ask question. We've asked question now. Before we decide whether we should give him our mandate. Because, you know, my voter's card, my thumbprint is personal to me. But with this, you've heard from the executive chairman, who is also vying to become the governor of your state. Once again, I am Samuel Akintomiwa by name. Thank you very much.